What's good, my man of society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Loke, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and are subscribed to the channel. It's absolutely free. That's how you help my channel get into the algorithm. I'd highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. It's absolutely free. Now, I was asked by one of my subscribers, right, what are my thoughts on children and social media, right, and children being on device? Like, what age is it appropriate to let children be on social media? That's a very good question, right? And I recommend the book that you see on the screen, right, is by Gordon Newfield. He's a psychologist. Very, very good book. I recommend it. You get it on Amazon. I think I paid like $19. I think it was like 17, but tax and everything, like $19, right? Really, really good book that dives into these topics, right? Now, when it comes to children, right, it is very crucial to understand how to properly, go about things when it comes to with children, right? um, when they're small, because it's literally going to mold their personality, their persona, who they are in the future, right? What occurs in this time frame is going to make all the difference in the world, right? Um, when it comes to children, right? Because of the research has shown, right? Because the screens being on these devices, the screen and everything, it reduces our dopamine receptors, right? Which obviously dopamine, obviously being the the feeling that the brain releases, during satisfaction, like sex or drugs and stuff like that, right? It's dopamine. As there's a reason why um, people become frustrated, like if they don't get their fix on drugs, or if the something interrupts the sex or whatever, and the frustration, right? Um, Children throw tantrums when you take the devices and everything like that, right? Um, because of that, there's a reason for the similarities in behavior, right? Of um, the tantrum being thrown or whatever, right? The frustration. Um, so when a child is young, right, they have attachment needs, right? They rely on the parent to, feed them and be shown affection, right? They crave the affection from you know, from their loved ones, right? From who they rely on, right? So when you're giving these young children devices, right? They're relying, because of that age, when they have these attachment needs, they're now going to rely on this device, right? That's where they're going to channel their attachment needs into, right? So they're going to depend on these devices, and that's why it's not a good thing, right? And because overall social acceptance and how social media runs, right, you don't even know who's on there. And in all reality, even though it's good when it comes to boosting morale and socializing with others and everything like that, they're not real friendships that are being built, and they're being judged based off of materialistic things or visuals stuff. So they're not real friendships that are being actually made, right, or established, right? Because these people don't truly know you, and you truly don't know them, right? So they won't like you for who you truly are, right? So it minimizes the actual importance of what actually really matters, instead of you know what the world perceives what matters, which is materialistic things, which we all know that that's not what life is about, right? um so that's where anxiety builds up, right? By allowing your children to be on social media, right? The proper age to let children be on social media is when they are no longer when they no longer depend on emotional attachment, right? Where they're able to comprehend and use the devices for what is properly supposed to be used for, which is communication and information, not to seek approval or anything like that, right? Especially on social media, because you know how treacherous it could be, right? Especially people on there, you have so many different people and wicked individuals, right, who don't have the best intentions, right? And another individuals too, they can be mean, crude. Kids could be mean and stuff like that. And so now the kid seeks into a state of depression, or questions themselves, or starts to display disturbing behaviors, or emotional spirals. um that's why it's very important that you shouldn't allow children to have social media, and to minimize their time on their devices, at a young age, right? They shouldn't have social media when they're like 8, 9, 10. Um, my kids are already, in 18 and 17, 16. You know what I mean? 14. So they don't even have social media. You know what I mean? Now they're at the age where they could have it. I told them they could have it, but they just choose not to have it. My wife has this app, right, where we're able to see what they go on their phones, right, and what websites they visit a lot, or where they spend their time on, or what they, you know what I mean. Not because we don't trust our children, right, but just because the world that's out there, right, because we understand that there's sick individuals out there, and there's, bad people out there, right, that they're just looking to hurt people's feelings and stuff like that, right. So we're just, um, making sure that our children, are cool, right. And so on a day to day too, like, like, let's say I'll come home and I'll just, briefly be like, oh, let me see your phone, and I'll just go through it real quick, unexpectedly, like that. Now if they hesitated to hand it to me, then there's already an issue, but luckily that has never occurred, right. They always handed it with no problem. um you know what I mean. And they tell us everything, their most embarrassing secrets, or their trouble secrets, right. You know what I mean. To where even their best friends have offered them, drugs and stuff like that. So the confidence that they have, with us is something that I'm proud of, right? And it's something that, like I said, I'm not like aggressive or nothing like that. It's just by communicating and creating a bond and a friendship, you'll be surprised how far that goes. When it comes to having a connection and a bond with your child, you know what I mean? Um, and the things that I wish that I would have had growing up, right? Or the things that I wanted, but I didn't receive, right? So I chose to, a different path in life that, it is what it is, So I just do the opposite with my children, right? Like everything that I know that made me, I do the opposite with my kids, right? Or everything that I wanted, and I now provide, right? Um, because I know what makes individuals turn out to be the way that they are. You know what I mean? I mean, this was my life, since forever. You know what I mean? So, and I know why I became the way I became. So I just do the opposite with my kids, right? And luckily, has brought good things, um, right? Um, So when it comes to overall, children's devices at a young age, because of the emotional attachment that they have, is not a good idea. I mean, they say, okay, well, social media is a good thing. No, yeah, and it's good. You know what I mean? If there is need communication with family members that are far away, there's Skype and, FaceTime or whatever, because like they say, well, social media is good. Well, so is sex and alcohol, but you don't offer that to a kid, because they can't, obviously they can't handle that. You know what I mean? um that's why you don't give that to a child, right? Those are good things too, right? But you don't provide that to a kid. You provide this stuff when they're right and ready, so when they don't have that emotional attachment, so which is roughly when they're like a 10th, 11th grade, right? When they don't have no more, where they're still immature, right? But they no longer have that emotional attachment, right? They're overall already building who they are, right? Even though they're still immature and they still need your guidance, right? They could still somewhat now, comprehend things, right? Um, so I think that that's the proper age, when you should allow them to be on social media, and still, you want to make sure that you just make sure that that you know, they're not doing, that everything's going good for them, right? You want to check up on them and stuff like that, right? It's not being overprotective. It's just making sure that not saying that you don't trust your kid, but because of the world and how the world is, you just want to make sure that your kid is right. You know what I mean? But I understand why people give the devices to children, right? Because they want to be left alone. They want their own time. They don't want to be interrupted with whatever they're doing. I see it happen all the time, right? Kids are running around playing, and it's getting the parent irritated, right? Like, all right, be quiet. Here, take this device, go over there. Just for them to be quiet and just leave them alone, right? That's bad when you do that. You shouldn't do that, bro. Instead of handing them the device and sending them off, to be polluted, How about you guys go and play a board game together or do something together? But see, because you want to be in your own time and be yourself, not be a parent, you don't want to be a parent, basically, right? You want your own time, right? So because you don't want to be a parent, this is the reason why things happen. You know what I'm saying? What's more important, your personal time or your child? Get it together. Come on now. Time to be a parent, because it is very important. You know what I mean? What's more important, your TV show or the conversation you're having with your friends or whatever the hell you're doing, or your child and spending time with them, right? Because obviously they're trying to get your attention because they want some affection, because kids crave attention. You know what I mean? They're not doing it on purpose or to get on your nerves. Kids don't know how to express themselves, so this is their way of trying to get your attention. Why can't they verbally say, like I said, your common sense and a child's common sense is two different things. Understand that they're still developing and learning. That's why they're not able just to be rational like you are, or just to come and say like you are. That's why you and them have two different mentalities. One is an adult, one is a child. You can't expect a child to meet you on your level, bro. You have to understand, as a parent, you have to, understand their mind state. You're not supposed to get them to meet you up there. You're supposed to, come down to their level and, and understand. But if you're going to let your frustration temper get the best of you because you want your privacy or alone time, I don't know what to tell you, my guy. Priorities are in a different place than they should be. But overall, these are just my opinions. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. If Shadow, we out.